And that's the opening bell from the New York Stock Exchange.
Looks like stocks may slip at the open today after the Dow topped 16,000 for the first time ever.
The WCBS opening bell report is next. WCBS News Time, 9:30.
News, traffic, and weather. On air, online. We are News Radio. WCBS 880.
Good morning, Tuesday, November 19th. I'm Michael Wallace.
Good morning. I'm Pat Carroll. Coming up this half hour on the WCBS opening bell report.
JP Morgan Chase and the Justice Department agree on a $13 billion settlement in a mortgage fraud case.
FICO teams up with a couple of banks to offer a free credit scoring service.
Federal regulators are now investigating fires caused by debris in some electric cars made by Tesla.
The New Jersey company that bolted the World Trade Center's spire into place explains how it did it and what's next for them.
WCBS News Time, 9:31.
Now more than ever, it matters where you get your business news. It's the opening bell report on WCBS.
New York City is still basking in the glow of last week's decision that the new World Trade Center is the tallest building in the country. One of the key players in the project was the Mahwah-based industrial bolting company Hytorc, which bolted the tower's difference-making spire into place. Hytorc's Jason Junkers joining us now. Jason, must have been quite an honor to be part of that construction.
Yeah, it really was. It was definitely a moment of pride for everyone in the company. You know, over the last 2 to 3 years, we had a lot of people involved in it, from the engineers that help design the tools to the people in the warehouse that make sure everything gets there on time. You know, a lot of times we don't stop to think about what it is that these tools are being used for, but this announcement was really a moment for everybody to stop and reflect on the importance of what we do.
So tell us about this drilling equipment of yours from Hytorc and the task at hand way up in the sky there atop the World Trade Center. What kind of work did you have to do? You
know, the spire itself is made of about 14 pieces. Each one has over 100 bolts and nuts. And they're pretty big. They require about 4,000 foot-pounds each, whereas the lug nut on your car might require 80 foot-pounds. So it's a pretty serious amount of torque that goes into these.
So now that your work atop the World Trade Center is done, what's next for Hytorc? Any projects we'd be familiar with?
We've worked on a lot of fun projects. We've worked on roller coasters locally. We've worked with NASA on the space shuttle.
Wow.
So for us, we never know what's coming next. We work with a pretty wide variety of industries, but, you know, we'll keep developing systems that make the bolting job as safe and simple as possible. So we never know what's going to come down the pipeline.
How is business for you guys lately? Obviously, we're in a pretty slow economic recovery here. Are you guys doing all right?
Yeah, well, we're fortunate to work with a pretty wide variety of industries, and because the tools are used for maintenance, there are usually opportunities to be found if we look hard enough. You know, we've seen ups and downs in nearly all the industries that we work with, but we try to adjust our focus accordingly.
Thanks, Jason. Jason Junkers, the marketing director at Mahwah-based Hytorc.
Coming up on the WCBS opening bell report, examples of some new business models.
That's next in our Morning Joe. WCBS News Time, 9:35.
Dow up 15.